Okay, it's 6 o'clock. Please have a seat. This is wonderful, all these people. Okay, we want to give as much opportunity for all of you to ask questions of the candidates, so we're going to begin. I want to thank you for coming to this important event, which we hope will allow all of our homeowners to make an informed decision during our election of a new board member. We received significantly more pre-submitted questions than we have in the past years. 2 homeowners alone submitted a combined total of 23 questions. One submitted 12 and one submitted 11. Since the weekend, both of those homeowners have asked that their questions be removed. As a result, our pre-submitted questions list has been reduced from 38 questions to 15. We've never received more than 1 or 2 questions in the past, which will help us manage the agenda and allow more time for questions from homeowners attending in person and online as time permits. The board has directed CCMC to coordinate the meeting in a very specific way in order to ensure that as many homeowners as possible have an opportunity to ask the questions that are important to them and they make their decision. First of all questions that have been pre-submitted, will be read exactly as they were submitted, so we're not going to edit them at all. To keep the meeting fair and moving, the moderator, which will be Amy, will read 1 pre-submitted question per person at a time. In the order the questions were received, we will then alternate between pre-submitted questions and questions from the audience. We'll also try to pull questions from the online chat as time allows. If you're in the audience and also submitted questions ahead of time, please allow your pre-submitted questions to be asked through the rotation rather than re-asking them from the floor. This helps the process work as intended and gives everyone the best chance to be heard. A copy of all previously submitted questions was provided to both candidates yesterday in order to provide them with the opportunity to formulate quality responses. Okay? So now, Amy will conduct the meeting. Thank you, everybody.
Welcome, everybody. Yeah. Welcome, everybody. Can you hear me? Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah.
No? Keep going. Up. Can you hear me in the back? Turn it up, Scott.
Just be loud.
You gotta do a little bit at a time.
Can you hear me now? Is that better? Okay. All right. Okay, welcome. I'm going to read from this just so I don't miss anything. We're trying out some new AV equipment here. We have a new owl. It should help everyone online see and hear better. It should make the recording a better quality. The only thing we'll need help with is taking turns, so please don't talk over each other. Please stand when you speak so your voice carries to the mic clearly. To start, I'll have the board candidates at the front introduce themselves. We also have 1 design review committee candidate this year, Karina Dancy. She's right here. Since she's the only candidate for the DRC, she won't be seated at the front with the board candidates, but she is here tonight. So if you have any questions for her, we'll do those at the end of the meeting, or you can talk to her afterwards. After introductions, as Elon explained, I will read 1 pre-submitted question per person at a time in the order the questions were received. We will alternate between pre-submitted questions and questions from the audience, so homeowners attending in person have the opportunity to participate. We also will try to put questions from the online chat. So I'll do a pre-submitted question, audience question, a chat question. If there aren't any, then we'll start over. One candidate will start and they'll go through the cycle and then we'll switch. So each one of them have a chance to go first. Jason, where's Jason? Jason Clement, he's our ops director. He'll stand by the next person to speak in the audience. So if you want to speak when it gets ready to be audience time, raise your hand. He'll come stand by the next person so we can kind of keep order going. Just to help the transition and to make sure that people aren't talking when other people are talking. So please raise your hand. Just wait for Jason to come to you, stand to speak, and not talk over each other. Thank you. So we'll begin. Hi, candidates. We're going to go ahead and let you introduce yourself. Clinton, if you'd like to start.
Sure.
Hello. My name is
Clinton Hansen. I've been living in the community for about 5 years. We love the area, we love the community. Some of my interests are pickleball and tennis, and just as of recent, you guys are probably aware of the pickleball courts that were built across the street from my house anyway, off of Territory Canyon Drive. The reason for running for board is, and the board probably knows this I'm sure, is wanting full financial transparency. And also there's a few things in that financial transparency that I'm interested in. One of those things is in 2024, we signed a 9-year contract with CCMC. And that is on record. Also, we are paying $500,000, or we're not paying, we have a contract for $500,000 a year for the management company. Now, I know that also includes financial services that get offloaded to either Vegas or Arizona, wherever the parent company is for CCMC. Some of the concerns that I've had over the years, since we've been here, I've been here 5 years, there was about 2 to 2.5 employees in the clubhouse that resided in the clubhouse. Now, I noticed that there's 4 to 4.5 employees in the clubhouse, not our employees, but CCMC employees with a footprint in the clubhouse. You know, we used to have a chair, we used to have a couch that we would kind of sit on and wait for family members to dry off or shower. That doesn't exist anymore. And the main goal is to find out all the financial transparency. There's a minimum transparency that that people can get. I mean, you can get bank statements, you can get, the minimum and publish those, which is required by the state. That doesn't mean we shouldn't be fully transparent in our community and find out all the money that is spent. And I think it should be provided to all the homeowners. I think all us homeowners should know where our money is going to. And the first contract that I'm interested in looking at is the CCMC contract, which is for $500,000. That's, kind of my introduction.
All right, my name is Jason Rogers, and I want to thank you all for being here today. You have a big decision to make. Glad to see everybody came out. That's great. So, a little bit about me. I moved here about 2.5 years ago with my beautiful wife Shannon and my youngest daughter, who is currently a junior at Utah Tech. We moved here because we vacationed here a lot, and we fell in love with the St. George area. My background is I have over 20 years in law enforcement, and in that time, I have done many different things as far as running a police department. I was one of the 2 officers who wrote the K-9 program for our department and raised the money and got that whole program up and running. I was the accreditation manager for our department, which is a big thing to get our department up and accredited. Which means we operated above industry standards. So, and during that time, I promoted, which wasn't always a great thing. I became sergeant, which I loved, but I moved into lieutenant, which is management, and that's where things were a lot different. So I turned in more of a running a small city, liaisons with the city council, the mayors, writing policy, implementing training, all those kind of things. I enjoyed my career. I did it for a long time until I was injured, and they medically retired me and sent me out to pasture, which time I became a realtor. My wife's in real estate. Her whole family has been over 30 years. So I got into real estate. I enjoyed real estate. I learned a lot about HOAs, about home prices, things that are important to the average homeowner. And me, I could never, be satisfied. So at the same time, I ended up becoming a chocolatier, which is very different than being a police officer. And I opened my own candy store, and I'm very proud of it. Still operating to this day because we sold it, and they're still using all our recipes. Great time doing that, and I can remember the time that we decided to move here was, me and my wife were snow blowing in the driveway, another 5 feet of snow. It was terrible out. I turned around, she wasn't there anymore, and I went inside and found out she had fallen down and told me we are moving. So, which was fine with me. So we put everything up for sale and away we came to here. And during our time of vacationing here in the St. George area, we always looked at all the neighborhoods, and we fell in love with Coral Canyon years ago. And we always knew if we moved here, this is where we wanted to be. And so we were very lucky when we moved to find our dream home here. And we love this neighborhood. I love everything this has to offer. The reason why I'm running for the board is because I want to keep this neighborhood the premier neighborhood that it is. And I want to keep our home prices high. I love all the amenities that is offered here. A lot of these, neighborhoods, because I still go with my wife to sell real estate. I'm her unlicensed assistant now because I didn't get my license in Utah. So she has hers in Oregon and Utah. I'm more her bodyguard. But we go out and I get to see all the different neighborhoods and HOAs and the St. George surrounding area. And I got to tell you, we have probably one of the best places to live in this area. Coral Canyon is so cool because you can be a few minutes and you're in the hustle bustle and you're in everything. And then it's like driving down to the country and you're in your own oasis out here. It's very quiet. I go into these subdivisions or neighborhoods and they're just busy, and a lot of them might have a pool and they charge $300, $400, $500 a month. We are very reasonable on what we pay here and for what we get. So I like it here. And that's kind of me in a nutshell and why I'm running.
Thank you, candidates. Okay, for the first pre-submitted question, we'll start with Jason. What do you like most about living in Coral Canyon? And you covered a lot of it.
Yeah, I guess I should have said that. So, yeah, to reiterate, I love all the stuff that Coral Canyon has to offer. And I should have said, we've been here 2.5 years and, just out walking and being around and meeting all the cool people that live here. There's people from all over the United States that live in this area, not just Utah. So I find that, very appealing. Plus, I'm a huge dog person, so I guess you might figure that since I was a canine officer, and everybody has a dog here and they're proud to let you know about it. I love dogs. I like dogs better than I like people. If I could get a job that dealt with that, that's what I would do. But now I'm retired, so here I am. So that's what it is.
There's, of course, a lot of good, reasons why we like living in Coral Canyon. Probably just the city amenities. We do have the parks. We have the Heritage Park right across the street, and it's probably more my location than it is anything. And now that the pickleball courts are right across the street from my house, that's an amenity that I can just walk to right through the field. And I like the layout of the community. I like the way, and I don't know if it's the plants. I don't know if it's the who designed it originally, if it was Suncor or if it was some other outfit, but the look of Coral Canyon is very unique and it's very different than most areas that you go and visit in St. George. But yeah,
Okay, thank you. Audience? Anybody in the audience have a question of candidates? So please raise your hand in the back, behind Jason, of course.
My name's Jane, and I'm a resident, obviously, and I just want to thank you both for stepping up to putting your names forward to taking on this big role. My question is really about, so this is a big job.
Can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, keep the mic up.
Okay, so
Thank you.
my question is about time. It's a big job. It requires a lot of hours. And my question is, are you both retired? And how will you make sure you have enough time to devote to this? And then I guess secondly, I'm just wondering, particularly Clint, I was hearing you say things that sound sort of negative, like disgruntled.
Yep.
So my question
Can you come up just a little bit? Thank you, we're sorry, Jane. There you go.
so I guess my question is, you know, are these views your views or are they widely held views? And if they're your views, then, you know, should some work be done to understand who else shares your views? Because they just sound pretty negative, that's all.
One second, sorry. We'll have this, we're gonna keep going. So Jason, we start with our first question, and then Clinton, and then you can finish up. Thanks, Clinton.
All right, so you want to know if I'm retired? Yes, I'm fully retired. As my wife lets me know, I have all the time in the world to do this. So, yes, nothing gets in the way except for maybe my fun, but, you know, I don't have a lot of that anymore either, but yeah, I'm retired. And the second question, I guess, is for Clinton.
Sure.
Hello? 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 Yes, and maybe you caught the negativity, but I've been listed by the board president as an aggrieved homeowner, and you probably received that letter. And just for a question, all those that are here, will you please raise your hand if you're an aggrieved homeowner? Like, are you, well, there's a few of them. There's a few aggrieved homeowners. And the reason for the agreement is requesting financial information and not receiving it is part of it. The other is just before.
Let's let him talk because the recording, people aren't online, will have a really hard time hearing. Thank you.
It is for full transparency. I don't believe in minimal transparency. I believe in full transparency. I want to uncover that because I think that even with elections like this election, I think it should be published in public. I think if you're willing to put your foot forward and run for a vote, everything should be public. And we're a nonprofit. So since we're a nonprofit and we have a vendor and a contractor, CCMC, us homeowners should be able to look at that contract in full, like every other contract.
Are you retired?
Are you retired?
Oh, and no, I'm not retired. I work probably 50 hours plus per week, but I can accommodate. I do have sick leave and I do have time off, paid leave that I'm willing to take to participate in this role.
Thank you. Scott, there's, I think, a couple of chat questions.
Yeah.
You want me to bring the mic?
Very good. Jason.
Jason,
Where's he at? You want this Jason to
Yeah.
he's coming up. Thanks. Hey,
So the
Jason,
first question
you'll
says-
fix this one too, so go ahead.
In your candidate summary, this question is directed toward Clint. In your candidate summary, you use some of the following words and phrases: reform, for too long, complacency, declining service, improved decorum and ethics policies to restore trust and professionalism, transparent communication, and replaces rubber stamp renewals with true fiduciary oversight. These words and phrases seem to imply that you feel these concerns are currently lacking with our existing board. What basis do you have for these assertions?
Go ahead, since it was directed to Glenn.
So, I thought all questions were going to be asked, you know, to both candidates, and they were going to be in that format. That's fine. As for reform, it started probably 5 years ago, when I had an encounter in the clubhouse, and I just discussed this with the homeowner. I went to the clubhouse, they handed me a packet, and in the packet, there was probably some information in it, but I asked, I said, can I make a payment here for my dues online? And the comment that came out of the lady's mouth to me was, Mr. Hanson, do you know how to read? And And I was taken back by this comment, and I was like, oh, okay, I've been treated in a rude way before, but I was like, yes, I know how to read, but why are you being rude like this? So being the first interaction in the clubhouse with getting my packet, and by the way, the home that we received we purchased was a repo. And so we had a lot of work to do on the home. Well, in that same time, after that interaction, I received other notices from Dave Hustad and another lady that were working in the clubhouse. Even as of recent, there was, it was 2 years ago, I believe, I got a notice from whoever scans, our neighborhoods and makes sure that we live up to the standards. And they told me my grass wasn't green enough. And I was like, green enough, so I took a picture of it. I believe I went to the clubhouse and I talked to Amy about it. I might have sent a picture via email also about my grass not being green enough. Well, it ended there. I think Amy addressed the issue at that given point in time. But as of recent, we wanted to integrate, or the board wanted to integrate the views into our master HOA. I don't want that to happen. I play tennis. Tennis is kind of my first love, and the tennis courts at that given point in time were being overran. I was called by some homeowners. There was probably like 15 or 20 of us at somebody's house, and then we got together, we went out in the neighborhood, and we got enough signatures to stop the integration from the views into our master HOA. And the integration, of using the facilities. I don't know the exact language, I'm not sure. But at that given point in time, I asked who was in the office, how it was calculated to go, and this is on record, it's recorded, how it was calculated that we're increasing our dues by $3 and the views are being decreased by $30. I was told, and it brought me back to the same memory that I had when I first moved in. Mr. Hanson, it's basic math. That's on record. I have the audio recording of it. And I pursued more, and it kind of irritated me that I'm being treated like this as a homeowner for asking questions that people should provide. Yes, I am a grieved homeowner. My sole purpose is not to attack the board, it's to make change and it's to make reform, like it says by the person in the chat. If you want to go down the list of the other things that I mentioned in there, Scott?
There was a chat question from
The
someone
chat
on the
question?
chat.
So I am looking for reform. I'm looking for change.
Okay. All right.
Amy, I want to point out that the pre-submitted questions are being asked of both candidates.
Yes,
We have
yes,
no control
pre-submitted.
we have no control of the other questions.
We required pre-submitted questions be for both candidates. We can't control what people type for a chat, so. Okay, second question, and Clinton, you'll start this round. As a Coral Canyon board member, how should the annual resident property leaf cleanup be conducted?
So right now, this was on Nextdoor. I never used Nextdoor until a couple months ago. But it sounded like there was another aggrieved homeowner that was upset about the leaves on Nextdoor because they were written up for not cleaning up their leaves. And then it was funny because my wife and I were driving around the community, and in the common areas, and even right now, there's leaves littering are everywhere. And I'm like, of course this guy's gonna be upset because he was written up for, any of us would be if they got a notice saying, hey, and I don't know what kind of notice it was. My wife read the thing and gave me the information about it. I don't know the full thing about, the leaves, but I think we should have a time frame of when leaves probably should fall and when they should be cleaned up. And I don't know if that's already out there, if we don't give out notices between a certain time frame, but it's certainly not gonna lessen the value of our homes having leaves on the ground. I mean, as long as they get cleaned up in the spring, I think the property values probably aren't gonna decline.
Well, I didn't know that we had a whole community leave cleanup project. So the way I look at this is we are all homeowners in this HOA and it's kind of your responsibility to clean your yard up. So leaves fall, clean them up. Weeds grow, all the weeds. So I just think it's a pretty simple thing and it didn't need to get that far out of control. But yeah, I mean, if you need help with it, ask. I don't know. You can hire a landscaping crew. If you get written up for it.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Just put some money out
Mike,
there.
please, let's.
Sure. Or not, you don't have to. I mean, I'm willing to come help people too. I've got a lot of time, as I told you before. But yeah, I just think if you're a property owner, you know, take pride in your property and you take care of your property. I don't have, and I don't see what the problem is. So if you get a letter and hey, folks, I got a letter, okay, I needed to trim a branch back, so I did. I didn't throw a fit. I did not go to next door. Though I am afraid after this meeting today, I might be over next door tomorrow, so it's coming. But we will wait and see on that one. So anyway, that is my way I look at, you know, how we take care of our properties.
Thank you. Audience questions?
When you say people should be cleaning up their leaves all the time, you gotta remember how many renters we have there. This is homeowners' responsibility. How many renters do we have here now in this community? Huh? I'm
Is this a
just.
question, Mike, or?
The question is, you can't really say everybody's gotta clean up. When you got renters that don't care.
Okay, so what's the question?
The question
It's a
is,
question.
are you gonna contact the homeowners?
You mean? I'll go.
No, yeah, oh,
Well,
whatever.
I don't know, let's see, I don't know the answer to that, okay? I'm just telling you, take some responsibility for your properties. That's all, if there's renters, then yeah, we must find a way to handle that, I guess, okay? And if it's contacting them, okay. But I don't profess to stand up here in front of all of you and pretend like I have all the answers for everything. Alls I know is I have seen a lot, and I mean a lot of people that are disgruntled over some things that I think can be handled different ways than bashing Coral Canyon. Being in the real estate business, trust me, it's getting out there. People are noticing that there's a problem with Coral Canyon. My wife just had a client who questioned whether to buy a house in Coral Canyon because of all the problems with the HOA. So I just think that maybe we should think a little bit before we go and just post stuff on social media. I know it's real easy to sit on our computers and write things, but hey, have you ever thought about just maybe we come down and maybe we just talk a little bit? You have a board that works really hard here, and I know a lot of you don't like them. I get it. You know, when anybody runs for anything and does anything, hey, I second guess it immediately to the enemy. I get that. These guys work hard. They do a great job. They certainly don't need me. It'd be my honor to work with them. Your management company here that we pay for, wonderful people. How many of you have gone down there and actually introduced yourself to them and had talks with them? If you have questions, these guys know everything, okay? Probably even more than the board members. So utilize them. You know, that's all I'm saying. I mean, if we're gonna be, the first thing we do is go to anger, pointing fingers, and it's unfair, well, that's childish. We're all grown-ups, and let's come up with some solutions and together and figure this out.
Mr. Collins, what was the question again? Sorry.
Question is, will you guys take actually, instead of, I guess it's because you guys are more, not you guys personally, but some of our board members are more reactive than proactive. We know this is gonna be a problem every year. So why aren't we contacting the right people to make sure it's handled?
So,
I mean, it's been a few years, but I've got written up for having leaves in front of my house, and aren't my leaves. I spent all day, one day collecting leaves once a year, I do my neighbor's leaves
Okay.
on both sides of my house. I collect them, I
Let's
compost.
keep moving though. Your question was,
He
will
asked
they
me a
get,
question, I'm gonna answer it.
it
I'm
should,
answering his question.
Mike, it should
What's
be
your
the same question that Jason was asking. That's, will he contact homeowners?
What was
And that's
your
the
question?
question.
So my idea of contacting homeowners, and I know the board gets to use this, CCMC gets to use this. But just in my parents' HOA that's up here in Green Springs, all the phone numbers, everybody's address, everybody's email address is listed. So if there's a problem like in their community, they can all communicate with each other. And I envision that we should be able to have that same kind of communication in our community, have everybody's information. If they don't want it published or if they don't want it out there, then they can request to have it private. But I think that we should have a public list of everybody in the community, because there's people, 50% of the people don't even live here. I mean, on my street alone, and I'm not saying that I don't like it, I don't have any neighbors, and we kind of like it. You know, like it's a quiet street. I mean, the pickleball courts are down noisy now, but besides that, I mean, I think part of the solution is having all that information out there and have it public information. If it's done in other HOAs, it can be done in ours. So.
Thank you. Scott, is there another chat message or question?
Yes. So regarding the earlier question, did you ever ask for clarifications or responses from the current board for the concerns listed above and the claims mentioned in your lawsuit against the board?
So, please, you said there would not be specific.
Mark, this is a Q&A.
Get out, it's not your name.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, the chat's getting a little disrespectful, and I understand that. But
Wrong.
it,
It's not living up to the promises you made.
it isn't.
The pre-submitted questions were for both candidates.
So,
Thank you.
so
You set this up.
it is a
Okay,
setup.
Mark, thank you. Goodbye, Mr. Long.
Scott, will you repeat the question again about my lawsuit? Because there is not a lawsuit.
Did you ever ask for clarifications or responses from the current board for the concerns listed above and the claims mentioned in your lawsuit against the board?
So first off, I want to let you know that there is no lawsuit. There is a lawyer that has been obtained because the board has refused to give financial documents to myself and to others that have want that. Their name isn't listed. But it is not a lawsuit. It has been a request of documents. And the documents that we did receive, some of them were so heavily redacted. And then just, since the meeting is obviously going to take this tone and this route, you know, there's information that we've requested. We've requested financial information about a debit card or credit card that's being used in our community. And that credit card / debit card, I work with probably 10, 15 vendors, and we're a nonprofit. CCMC's for profit. They're a management company that we pay for services. I would never think to hand one of my credit cards or debit cards to any of my contractors and have them go out and buy things for me. It's unheard of. I don't know if you've ran a business or not. I would never hand a debit card to somebody else to purchase things for me. And I know it's been said many times, because I've heard it out of the HOA, that we're partners. We're not partners. We're a nonprofit. They're a contractor and a vendor, just like the pool guy's a vendor, just like the Allied Services is a vendor. Their partners have the same interest, and we should have no financial interest. Our interest is in the community members and building the community. It is not for some financial benefit for us.
Okay. Jason, do you want to comment on
It
that?
could be for both of them.
Sure. I'm blanking.
Okay, next question, starting with Jason. In your opinion, what does Coral Canyon need more of, and what does Coral Canyon need less of?
Well, I looked at that question, and Coral Canyon's awesome, so I don't think it needs more of anything. But I will say this, if there is anything it needs more of, it is more volunteers to help out with all the stuff that we have. We don't even get a very big turnout when we vote for anything. So, I mean, there's a lot of people that live here, none of that's happening. We have committees that can't get filled. We have me and Clint here running for the board. There should be more people. I mean, the room's full, it's great, so why, I'm happy to see you guys here, but our committees are very important. You people want things, I can see that, so that's what I would like to see more of in Coral Canyon. And if I had to pick one thing to see less of, I will go right back to, I would like to see less of the bashing going on. That's what I'd like to see less of. There's ways of handling things like adults, and one of them is not airing all our dirty laundry on Nextdoor and every other social media platform out there. Okay, that's what I'd say we need less of.
He was answering the question from.
No, in your opinion, what does Coral Canyon need more of, and what does Coral Canyon need less of?
I should, yeah, I know.
Sorry, you're good, you're good. Well, I kind of answered it on the previous question, but, and it's the whole premise that I'm running on is I feel like we need more transparency, and more transparency with our finances is what I've been running on. And, what we need less of, probably agree with Jason. I mean, people shouldn't be airing, divisive things. There is nothing wrong with publishing accurate data online though. And as long as you're not taking that and trying to focus that on an individual, you can focus it on solving a problem. And I think sometimes problems take a long time to solve. And that's why I'm running, so,
Thank you. Next question. Oh, I'm sorry, audience questions.
One here, over there, the second time, she was the second one up over here.
Okay.
Over here, how do you want to do it?
I think-
I think over here,
Yeah,
after this one.
After Mike, yeah, sorry.
Hi, I'm Allison Galing, and my question is for Clint. You can't hear?
No, straight into the front.
Oh. Now you can hear, okay. Clint, any opening remarks?
Not too close.
In your opening remarks, you indicated that we have a 9-year contract with CCMC, and I'm actually looking at the contract, and I don't see that. Let me read what the term says. The term of the agreement shall commence on the effective date and continue until January 24th, 2024, hereinafter called the initial term. On each of the next 4 anniversary dates of the last date of initial term, the agreement shall automatically renew for an additional 1-year term unless either party delivers written notice with or without cause at least 60 days prior to the end of the term to terminate the contract. And it goes on, but I just don't see that it's a 9-year contract. But what I do see is that either party could terminate the contract with notice with or without cause. So I don't see us locked in, and maybe you can help us understand your perspective on that.
Hello? I do not have a way to go through the documents right now, but
They're online.
They're
Okay,
online, and the resident can look at them.
I will look at it, and if I need to rectify something, if I need to change something that I said to make it correct, and if I lied to people here about a 9-year contract, I will rectify that.
Okay, are there any more, Scott, chat?
One more. Says, is it true that you have been sharing the claims in your lawsuit and in social media with other Coral Canyon residents?
Okay,
If so,
I'm done. And also, you know, just letting you know, family members getting their mission call. I'm gonna go listen to them open it, and I'm not gonna go down this strange divisive route. If you wanna vote for me, you can. I'll try to rectify the 9-year, and I will take back anything that I said, but I will not let people use this as an attack forum for me. This is beyond ridiculous, and I say, hell no.
In front of everybody, come on. Ben, don't do it. Let's talk about transparency, come on. Ben.
We can continue on and ask Jason.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's still running.
Okay, so we're gonna continue on.
Mike, you wanna come on up?
The next, can I have your attention, please? Monitor the chats. I'm not monitoring when people get up and speak here. Everyone has a right to ask questions at a meeting when they're voting for someone. I didn't write those questions, someone did. Okay, next, we're gonna go to the next question, pre-submitted question. The only one that we had control over, a little bit, not even a lot, because these are read verbatim. There are some people in our community who are striving to cause contention and division among the residents. If you were on the board, how would you work to restore unity in the community?
Well.
You don't have to stand up. You don't have to stand up every time.
Let's get real with each other here then. Okay, so, you know, I mean, it's unfortunate what happened just happened, and that's what I've been talking about. I don't like to see that. I don't think it's healthy for this HOA or for anything, you know, voting wise. So I believe that more communication will help with some of these problems. I can see there's, you know, I'm new here. I haven't been here a long time, but I can see there's mass animosity amongst some people here. Okay. I can see that there's people that are probably going to hate me tomorrow because they like Clint. That's fine. I'm here, and all I'm gonna say is I'm here to hopefully bring everybody together. I mean, that's the way I operate. Look, I'm a positive person. I like to have fun. I don't take things real seriously until things need to be taken serious. I wanted to give back to my community. That's why I'm running for the board. So, you know, you're not gonna get, you know, me sitting around bad-mouthing people. It's a waste of time. There's no difference between all of us. We've all moved to southern Utah to live in paradise. And when you wake up every morning, you look at those mountains and the sun is out and it's freaking winter everywhere else, I would hope that you just have to be happy, right? I owned a candy store. My #1 rule on the wall was you can't come into my store and be unhappy, because you can't be unhappy in a candy store. So I don't have all the answers on how you solve the HOA problems, let alone the world's problems. But I do know it could start with maybe some people treating each other with maybe just a little respect. When someone is working on the board or running the board, and again, I will go and I say, maybe you don't like our board members, fine. But they are there doing it and you're not. So, and I know there's some people that are complaining in our community that were on the board and they quit. Now, if you are so passionate about the problems on this board, why'd you quit? You should have stayed and fixed it or got people involved. So I don't even know where I'm at now, but that's how I feel. There you go.
homeowner question for Jason.
Jason?
I have a question. Sorry, my name is Greg Mertens. We've owned our home, my wife and I, for 12 years, I guess. I don't know about a lot of the politics that's going on, but, and I'm not interested in that so much. But I think everybody is probably just interested in, there's some creep on with the HOA fee. And so, yeah, it's very affordable, but I think, it does raise some questions in some people's mind that, hey, there's creep going on here, and are we gonna be one of those high-priced HOAs pretty soon? And that's a concern I have. I think transparency, if there's an issue on some of the expenditures or something, just bring it to the people. Bring it to the people. So that's my comments.
Thank you.
I agree.
Scott, are there any chat questions anymore?
No.
Okay.
There's a question back there.
Hold on, we're going back and forth. Have you attended any board meetings and or town halls in the past year?
I've watched them on video, I haven't attended them. I mean, I'm one of those people I'm talking about. I wasn't real involved, I'm trying to be more involved, and so, yeah, I mean, I watched the budget committee meeting, which I thought was, everybody should be involved in that, so you can see where the money's going, and so, yeah, I've watched a few.
Okay, thank you. Who's next, Jason, who is next? Okay.
Hi, can you hear me?
Oh, okay.
My name is Missy Page, and I've lived here for 5.5 years, and I have a question for you, Jason Rogers. My concern is, I love this community, I love where I live, and in the past 5.5 years, I see so much building going on down below. I see incredible light pollution taking place. I see these bright lights just taking over the sky, taking over our view, taking over things. And I am curious as to, we are responsible, the HOA, for our community, but where does our community extend to? And how do we get, as a community, involved to the city to say, hey, Sam's Club's going in and those lights in the parking lot are going to absolutely blast us out. So my question is, if you don't know the answer, are you willing to find out the answer and let us know? Are you willing to maybe go to a city council meeting or say, hey, who wants to go to a city council meeting with me? That's the information I'm asking, because it's the stuff I don't know. Does that make sense?
It does, and absolutely. I know some people that live next to me that are highly involved with going to the city council meetings, and she's sitting right in front of it, she asked me that, but yeah, I agree with you. You know, that is a city issue, bright lights and all that, but
it affects us, is what I'm saying.
you bet, and I would say this, if a contingent of people from Coral Canyon make a presence at any city council meeting, they will listen. Trust me, I worked in city government and
No, they won't.
well, okay, you can feel that way, but I do know that if you do make your presence known there, they will listen to you.
So can you do something so that we can know how to go about doing it, is what I'm saying.
I'll give you 3 names.
Okay. Thank you for your question. Okay, next question. Are you in favor, if you get another chat, will you raise your hand for me, Scott? Are you in favor of increasing, decreasing, or keeping the same level of HOA social activities as we currently have?
Well, that's a question for you guys. I mean, I think we have a great activity community. We do a lot of things. If as a group of people in the HOA feel like we need more, so be it. If you think we need less, so be it. I think that's really up to the people that live here. Me personally, I like what goes on here. I think it's just fine the way it is.
Next homeowner question.
Hi, I'm Bev Workman. I submitted questions to Amy and I was told I couldn't ask them because it had to be a question that was addressed to both candidates. So I have an email here saying that, I have it in writing. And yet they allowed all those questions attacking just Clint. And that should make us scared. If they're attacking Clint like that, they don't want the stuff transparent.
Bev, I have
We
said
went-
3 times that we required, the only questions that I had come to me were pre-submitted. I asked you to make it for both candidates, and that's what I required from all submissions. Every pre-submitted question is for both candidates.
Amy, you and the board apply what you want to who you want. And that is one of the biggest problems, Jason, if you're elected.
Okay,
Does it-
stop.
did that
It
apply
needs
to
to
the
be
chat?
uniform to everybody.
You have a question?
How's that fair?
I do have a question, Elon, and I'm a resident, and I'm allowed to speak. I had back surgery yesterday afternoon.
I'm so sorry.
I'm not gonna walk up there.
No. Could you ask the question, please?
I am gonna ask a question. The leaf problem, some people were breaking their yards every other day, and yet they were written up for leaves in between. Now, that's absurd. They picked on certain people to do that. The bylaws and the CCNRs have to be applied equally to all of us. They are not. Now, my question is, if elected, will you uphold the legal CCNRs and bylaws that all residents are required to sign upon purchasing in Coral Canyon and are required to follow, as that is a written contract between the resident and the association of owners? That is a legal contract by law. I've talked to a lawyer about it. So everything that gets changed is against that. So have you read the CCNRs and bylaws that are legally filed down at the state? Because these group of people can talk till they're blue in the face and tell you anything they want. But those CCNRs that are in writing is what all of you have to go by. Do you understand that that is a legal issue?
What I understand is that, I don't know of any legal document I had to sign when I bought my house here in Coral Canyon.
You didn't have a legal document you had to sign?
No.
According to the
As far as it comes to
CCNRs?
CCNRs, I was giving a packet. I have looked at the CCNRs, but my legal days are long gone and I don't like legalese, so I don't, I wasn't really into all that. I didn't sign anything for a CCNR or for anything, but yes, I have looked through the CCNRs. All HOAs have them, I understand that. Yes, we need to follow them. If I'm elected to the board, of course, I'm gonna follow all the rules that govern the HOA, all the state statutes that govern the HOAs. That's how I operate. I don't operate outside of rules or laws. So that's what you will get with me.
Then you are backing the legal case that is in place. There are a group of us who go door to door and get the residents' opinions on stuff, and
Well,
that's what we
I
try
don't
to
know of
stand
that,
up.
and I'm not backing anybody or any legal case.
Your opinions that you just gave support that.
Okay, next question.
Will you benefit
Next,
from this
Bev, one
position?
question at a time, please, and then we go back to the pre-submitted, and we'll go back, and there's more audience questions, so thank you. In what way, Jason, if any, would you differ from how CCMC addressed the leaf cleanup matter in 2025?
Oh, wow. Leaves, I tell you. Why doesn't everybody get rid of their trees and just have cactuses? Maybe we could go that route. No, here's the deal. Again, I'm an avid rule follower, I'm sorry. I was a police officer for the majority of my life, so yes. I guess that I would go along with that, yeah, because if you're supposed to have the leaves cleaned and you didn't and you got ridden up, then I'm sorry, there are ways around, we can handle it, you can go get more time, all that, so I don't know anything about this leaf conspiracy that happened in 2025, but I understand it was huge, and I'm sorry it happened, and I'm hoping next year, elect me to the board, and maybe I'll figure out a way we don't have this big leaf problem again.
Let's talk.
I got
an idea.
Okay.
Thanks, Jason. I love them. Audience question, please. We'll get the chat after that, yep.
We're trying to give everybody a chance here to come around.
We've heard a lot of legal opinions offered on things that should be just opinions. One that kept coming up was this leaf thing, whatever it is, and how the board can't do renters and the homeowners who are renting homes, and that's not accurate. We rented our home for 5 years before we moved down here permanently, and anytime there was anything or any question about our residents, it was sent to us. It was our job and responsibility to deal with it because we owned it.
Okay, we have another chat question.
Yep.
Oh, here, I'm gonna get this one.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay, it says, MD, I don't know who that is, I probably shouldn't even say that, but I'm sorry. So I believe HOA board members are asked to voluntarily sign a code of conduct. Will the candidates who are running agree, if elected, to sign and also voluntarily resign from the board if they violate the code of conduct?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Okay, next question. I will be voting for the candidate with the most credible commitment to keep our HOA dues as low as possible while filling the basic needs that residents and owners have in common. Please discuss your commitment to minimizing our HOA dues.
I live here just like the rest of you. I do not want my rates to go up either. So obviously I would work hard with being on the board to minimize that. Unfortunately, like all things, none of us know what the future brings. We are in an aging community that does need things. So I guess we take it on head on as it comes, but keeping in mind at all times that yes, I would like the rates to stay low. Heck, I like to see they never go up again. I like where they're at right now. So that is my answer.
Thank you. Audience question.
My name is Kevin DeStefano, and my question is, if the management contract, when it becomes due, is it your opinion, or would you be representing the fact that you will just arbitrarily rubber stamp the management contract, or are you willing to submit it out to bid to see if another HOA or community management company could do it less expensively, but as good a job as what's happening, rather than, or better, rather than just as it expires, you have 60 days to say no, or it keeps going. What we learned from the lady over here. So as a board member, as elected board member, would you want to have any contracts, management, landscaping, janitorial, whatever contracts there are out there, when the time is due, do you just rubber stamp the new one, or are you willing to go ahead and look at what's best for our community in amount of expense as well as, ability to perform?
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't rubber stamp anything. I think you always take a look at it. I mean, my job is to help save money. And obviously if CCMC is the best one, that's who we'd go with. That's the way I look at it. So I don't know how it's been done in the past, but that's my philosophy on it.
Scott, are there any checks?
No.
Okay, next question. How will you work as a team player to ensure that the board works and speaks as a united body?
Well, that's very important, obviously. Even if you're on the board and you're consenting and a member vote, you, at the end, all have to come together and be one voice. And I think that's important in dealing with the problems that are out here right now. So, yeah, I'm a team player. I've always been a team player. I come from a career that was very important. So it would not be any different here on the board.
Thank you. Audience question?
Just a Okay, just a couple yes, no, make it real easy. Were you aware that virtually every contract for the HOA had been put out for bid, competitive bids with an RFP process over the last 2 years?
No.
Okay, they were, okay. Secondly, were you aware that the number of FTEs that we have right now were virtually the same as when Cole West ran the board?
No.
They were. Thank you.
Full-time employees. Thank you.
It's good to know.
Next question. Have you utilized the HOA website to review documents such as monthly financials, CC&Rs, and other HOA documents?
I have, with the help of my wife, because I'm kind of not good at computer, but yes, and they are nice and easy to navigate.
Thank you. Audience question?
Can you hear me? I'm Misty Bosley, and I want to say one thing about, this is so stupid, about the leaf issue. Because we lived in Idaho part of the year and we lived down here part of the year, we were always, if we were given a letter, I can honestly say, all you have to do is call the HOA and tell them, I'm in Idaho and I can't pull those weeds, but I will get on it as quickly as I can. And they are very nice to help you navigate getting rid of the problem. And then you aren't the problem because they're helping you get through it. So I just wanted to give my support to our HOA staff and how much we really appreciate them. Thank you.
Well, I'll say this too, I'll agree with you on that, and again, I will say, if you guys really come down to the clubhouse and meet these people, I think you'll find you have a whole nother opinion of them, and they are really there to help us, and they are very good at what they do, so I would challenge you to do that.
Thank you. Next question. Do you read the Chronicles?
Yeah, I do. It's another nice thing we put together there.
Thank you. Audience question?
Do you believe that those bids should be open according to the law, that we should be able to walk in the office and see those bids and see what they are?
Yeah, if that's law, yeah, absolutely. I mean, transparency is very important. I agree with you. I don't think there should be any secrets on anything that we're doing as an HOA. Again, if I'm elected to the board, I work for you as the board works for me. So if you need to know these things and you want to know where the money's going, which I think you all should, yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Would you support a community survey to determine community demographics and community priorities for funding?
I would support that, though I've heard that we have tried this in the past, and as usual, no one responds because we don't vote for anything, we don't join any committees, we don't run for boards. So, but yes, I would, if you guys think you could turn them in and we could do it, absolutely.
Thank you. Audience question?
My name's Gretchen Peschke. I would like to know, because of regarding transparency, how do we know what each the members, Amy, Jason, are we allowed to know what their salary is?
Well, that's a question above my pay grade. I have no idea if we are allowed to know that. Maybe if you ask Elon or an actual board member, they could tell you that, but as me running for one, I don't know that answer.
It's up to you.
Oh, yes. Shit.
Just to clarify, Amy and the staff are not our employees. Okay, we don't manage their benefits. We don't discipline them. None of that. We have a contract with CCMC, for certain services, which include the services that the members do here. It also includes the expertise that's available at CCMC for working with many, many other HOAs. They do have an A1 rating. And so we are not interested in what their salaries are. We're just interested in what is the money that we're paying for the kind of services that we're getting. And services go way, the value that they provide us goes way beyond just the work that they're doing here. It's the expertise that they have in guiding the board about things that we are not aware of, because we're just homeowners, we're not experts in HOAs. And we rely on that expertise, and the benefit that they have is that they see how many other HOAs do the work. So the question is no. The answer is no.
Question, why do you want to be a member of the Coral Canyon Homeowners Board of Director? I know you covered that in your introduction, so that's okay.
You want me to go again?
You don't have to, you did cover it. I just wanted the homeowner to know that I did ask it. Are you able to commit the time necessary to be a member of the Board of Directors? That question was also asked.
Yes.
What, if anything, would you like to see changed in the Coral Canyon Homeowners Community Association?
What, if anything, I would like to see changed? Thought we covered that.
That question was asked, pretty much, unless you wanted to add something else. Okay, that is all for the pre-submitted questions. Do we have any other audience questions?
Jason, down here, there's been a lot of realtors and builders who try and get on the city council and run from there so that they can control a lot of the sales down here. Do you agree to serve the people, not to kind of try to sell everybody's house for them and stuff? Do you intend to benefit from your position?
Absolutely not. I'm here because I want to serve my community, okay? I don't want to make money off my community. I don't even sell real estate. My wife does, okay? She doesn't even farm this neighborhood, so you never see anything from her. We don't do that in our community.
Right.
So, absolutely. I'm just here to serve you guys if you elect me and work with these guys if they'll have me.
Thank you. Any other homeowner questions? Do we have anyone else that wants to ask a homeowner question? No? Okay.
The activities used to be really high since CCMC helped me.
I can't hear you. You're gonna have
The activities used to be really highly attended. And since CCMC has come in and Amy runs the activities committee and comes into every meeting, she's removed me from that meeting, even though I'm a resident and I'm allowed to openly attend. But do you feel like the residents should run the activities for the residents? Or do you feel like CCMC should make all the decisions about what the activity is going to be and all that?
Well, I don't even know how that works, but it seems like, again, maybe we could all work together. I don't know why we can't, but if Amy's the one in charge of it, then, I guess she's the one in charge of it. So, my feelings are, I would just like to see us all get along and have some great activities for our community. I believe we do have some great activities. I've seen the rebound of people. The numbers are going up to the amount of people that are showing up to these things, so something good is happening out there.
Do we have any other questions?
I think that's enough.
Or should just be for Coral Canyon residents? Because they've been putting signs up out in other communities, inviting other people to come in to our activities.
No, I haven't seen that, so, I mean, yeah, I think our activities should be for Coral Canyon residents. If other people come in, that's great, they get to see our beautiful community. A lot of people, again, because I'm out there with my wife in real estate, think very, very highly of Coral Canyon. In fact, when people say, hey, where do you live? I say Coral Canyon, and this is what I get. Oh, that's so awesome. So, yeah, I don't know, if it's a problem with other people coming in, or, if it's just the communities within Coral Canyon, that's where you want to keep it. That's probably a question for everybody to think for themselves and get with Elon about.
One of the things I was looking.
He's gonna, it wasn't in now.
Elon, this,
I might turn it off.
Here, Jason's got one for you, Elon.
I want our homeowners to make their decisions based on good information. So I want to clarify that the social committee is chaired by a non-board member who is a resident. It's made up of residents. And the role of CCMC is to support their activities. They're given a budget by the board, not CCMC. They work within that budget. And they could sure use some volunteers, again, in case anybody wants to help them out. But CCMC does not run anything. CCMC takes their direction from the board. Bottom line, plain and simple. So if you got a problem with something, you've got a problem with the board, not CCMC. Thank you.
Are there any other homeowner questions? Okay, last chance. Thank you, Jason, so much, and thank you everyone for taking the time. Will, you want to just you should see the ballots in your email tomorrow at 9 a.m. They're supposed to be released. So if you have any issues, questions, there was a video in the last Chronicle. It's very, very simple to use. If you need any help, please contact the office. We have a kiosk set up there. If you come down, we will know what each homeowner's independent key is so that they can go in and vote there. We'll help you any way you need help.
Thank you so much for.
Thank you so much for coming. It's, we had a great turnout here. So please talk to your fellow homeowners, make sure they vote. We need a minimum of
25%.
25% of 1,338, somebody else can do the math. Or that's not a quorum, we need the minimum of that number of people to vote. So please, we made it easy for you. We've got electronic voting, just a couple buttons to push. If you need help, call the office, come down to the office, and we can help you, okay? Thank you for coming.
Thank you.